All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy middle of January already. Can't believe we're already halfway through January 2023. Uh, Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. I am your host and pilot, as always, Uncle B. We're back in the Eucharist 52. Departing from Topeka, we're heading to the Eastern Iowa Airport in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Bit of a says 3.5 hours. Our longest leg is going to be between MCI and OTM. That is a whopping 152, almost 153 nautical miles between here and here. So this is going to be our longest portion. And then we're going to turn towards Cedar Rapids. There is a VOR DME here. Once we get close to that, we can call in to the airport and let them know we're coming in for landing. So we got 48, 152, 57 nautical miles. So a bit of a trip today. So we're heading to Iowa on Wednesday. We're going to go all the way up into Milwaukee right there. That will probably be a much shorter flight. And then from Milwaukee, we'll start zigzagging again. Make sure we hit all the areas we've not been, all the states, kind of touch down in each one. So I almost forgot about Wisconsin all the way up there when we were here. What I should have probably done is just gone down, but I realized I skipped some stuff, so that's okay. We're gonna get there one way or the other. So hopefully everybody's doing well here, middle of January. So let me just keep this available so I don't have to flip around here too much. We'll give it some time and we'll get started here. In about at 7 o'clock, we'll spawn in and get ourselves set up. Already got the weather set up. I just kind of change the time, bring the sun up a little bit. So yeah. Real quick, Slightly Dave. Good morning, Scruffy. How are you? Slightly Dave and Alec. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you for the follows over the weekend. I think they may have followed on Scruffy's stream on Saturday after I got done with my flight here to Topeka. So it was well after I'd wrapped up the stream, and Scruffy gave me a shout out. So let me give most of you already who follow me already follow Scruffy, but if you don't, you're missing out on some amazing scenery flying. Watched most of your flight in Australia the other night. Yeah, if you're looking for some fantastic scenery flying and just great fun overall, there's your streamer right there. Always a good time in his stream. And for those of you who did follow me over into Scruffy's stream on Saturday, I greatly appreciate that. I'm still not sure how. You're welcome. How the if I can raid, since I do everything through the Xbox. I don't know if I end the stream, like if a raid would work, how that's supposed to work. But I'm going to have to try it one of these days. I'm going to have to jump into. Hello, Joseph. Jump into the deep end of the pool and give it a shot and see what happens. But yeah, I've never done that. So, but yeah, good stuff. Really enjoyed Saturday's flying. A lot of good streams this weekend. Viper Strike was doing his stuff in the DC3. Scruffy was in Australia last night. That was awesome. And yeah. So good stuff. Good stuff. So, so yeah, hopefully everybody's doing well. A little chilly here again this morning, but it warmed up a bit yesterday. It was really weird. In the morning, it was just like bitter cold, and then it warmed up. So the schedule's already out for the week. Thursday no flight, so that's moved to Tuesday. I'm still waiting. They'll start tomorrow, but we don't know which building they're going to start in. They're going to have to put. They're putting in new heating and water meters apparently. But that's going to be like tomorrow through Friday. But I don't know when I'm going. My part of the complex is going to be worked on. I don't know if it's going to be like a quick 5 minute thing or if it's going to be an all day event. So I'm hoping it's going to be on Thursday, so that way I don't have to cancel any streams because I don't want to. I don't want to have the noise going on while I'm trying to stream. I really don't want to be here while they're here doing the work. So I just don't know. So, but I won't. I got an appointment on Thursday. So, yeah. I gotta go do battle with the VA again. Lucky me. Good times, good times. So yeah, that's what we got going on. Go to Twitch, click your logo, then create quick actions. Oh yeah, I know that part. Like I have on my, yeah, I've got that thing set up on the side, Scruff, but I don't, since I'm on the Xbox, I don't know, like, because normally once we get to our parking spot and I shut down the engines and all, and I end the stream there, would it you know how would that affect the raid? That's the only thing I don't know. Because I do run, like I start up the stream and end the stream on my Xbox. That's the only way I can do it. Because I have it set up that I have I can go live directly. It's like a much I streamlined it a little bit, but yeah, the raid thing is the only thing I don't know if it how it would work if like I may have to let the stream run for a little bit, do the raid. Okay, all right, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure. All right, I'll have to try that. Yeah, we'll have to give that a shot. Uh, but this week, so yeah, tomorrow we'll do the last bit of the Route 66 stuff. Wednesday we'll be back in the Junkers 52. Thursday no flight. Friday we're doing the flight from Malta to Tunisia. Saturday we're flying the A321 from Dallas Fort Worth to Miami International. Oh, you have, okay. I wasn't sure how that works, so yeah, I'm gonna have to put that into the list of things to do. I'll have to, yeah, okay. Well, we'll have to work on that one. Actually, well, we could. You're flying after. Well, I'll be still flying when you start yours, I think. So if you're live, we'll give that a shot then. 'Cause I know you're going live this morning at some point. So I think you said it was like 8 or 9. I think you said 9. I don't remember. I was already kind of thinking about falling asleep. So I, I know you said a time, but I couldn't. I can't remember that back. I can't remember that far back. Yeah, I do need to start doing it. Yeah. Um, so if I know you're streaming today, I believe you said. Um, so we'll try rating your channel at the end here. All right, about 5 more minutes, 6 more minutes, and we'll get going here. Get in the air and get on our way to the Eastern Iowa Airport. That's a very 9 a.m. Okay, so yeah, so you should be flying still once I wrap this up. So we'll raid Scruffy's channel. Not that I don't want to tell you that in advance, but you're the the test subject today, Scruff. Your students would be proud that you are finally the test subject. All right, a few more minutes and we'll get started here. I'm excited now. First time I get to raid. Well, I've been able to, I see. I just never I'd never done it before. I mean, people raid me, people raid you, and Captain Arash and Allison, I think, and you know, so yeah, it's just because normally like when I wrap up, like Chewy's live, uh, Fabio I think is usually live sometimes, um, but they have like a ton of viewers. I feel kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like a bit uh uh I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but it just feels kind of odd. Like, you come in with only like 3 viewers, and they've already got like 150 people watching, and you're just kind of like, uh, you know, okay. But I know like somebody did it like what was it 3 viewers last night onto your channel there, but I know it's all it does help kind of promote you without like like overly self promoting. So I don't know. I just feel kind of awkward if I rated like Fabio's or Two Tones or somebody with just a couple of viewers. But that's okay. All right, a few more minutes, we'll get started. So yeah, quiet weekend. I've been flying the Embraers. They are better. The only thing that I mess up, and I did it yesterday. I did this quick flight. Well, it wasn't really quick. Well, it was kind of quick, but because I couldn't really see anything, it was so cloudy and rainy and everything in California. I flew from San Diego to San Jose. Well, excuse me, and um, like in the Airbuses, once you get to a certain altitude, the Airbus automatically goes from knots to Mach on the speed thing. On the Embraer, you have to know that altitude when it changes over. You have to move the switch yourself. Um, oh, my rule was that I would only rate people that had 5 to 10 viewers more than me or less. Some larger streamers don't acknowledge smaller rates. I always do because I'll never forget the time I was ignored when I rated a larger channel. Plus, the smaller streamers really appreciate it. That's true. Like when Captain Arash rated my channel late or almost a year ago. Well, I think it's almost a year ago now. That was the first time that had happened, and I was like, "What?" And I'd heard about raids. I think it had happened on Mick's channel one time over on his Twitch. Somebody raided him, and I thought it was something bad, like I didn't because I didn't really understand Twitch. And so I was just like prepared to like, wait, what's going, start reporting people and like, no, 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 it's okay, it's a good thing. And I was like, oh, because you hear raid and you're like, I don't think that's a good thing. But yeah, so it did change a lot of things. It introduced me to Alice. It was like the domino effect. Led me to Allison, led me to Two Tone Murphy, led me to you, and there's it certainly has gotten me to know more people within the community, you know. Um, But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna give it a shot today and see how it goes. So I apologize in advance if it's only me rating. I don't know if Joseph has the attention span to stick around for the raid today. We'll see. He's all over the place usually when it comes to streamers. So all right, let's go ahead and get in here and get things set up. So, but yeah, it like when Scoobs has rated me, I think he rated me Saturday. Maybe it was Friday. Maybe it was Friday. Yeah, one of those days. I don't know. I got so much going on in my mind. It's sometimes it's hard to remember what day what happened. I should make a little note on this day at this time. All right, let's go. Well, that's kind of a neat picture with the very uh oh, let's get the time changed first and then we'll oh, I got to add some fuel too. Almost forgot about that. I forgot something. All right, there we go. That should be enough. Something's different. Back the plane there. Before yeah. I've been streaming for some time, but I see initially I was doing stuff through Aircast, I think. I'd found a website. I think Abella was the one that told me about it. That basically I could stream simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube because it was such a chore to move or to download and move or post the that. Oh, let me get my first 11325. To get stuff posted on YouTube after I'd wrap the stream up, and I was doing a lot of streaming. So it was quite a chore, but now I don't mind it because I just do it on standard. I don't go like super duper high definition, all that kind of stuff. So, all right, there's that. So zoom out just one, so it's a little bit easier to see. There we go. And let's see. Oh, let's add some heat to the carbs there. Yep. All right. There's that. We don't have our signal yet. That's okay. Our first heading is going to be on heading of 063. So let's dial that in now. Before we get near, we're struggling to aviate and navigate at the same time. All right, there we go. And so yeah, not a huge turn coming up. All right, let's get out of here. And away we go. All right, no problem, Scruff. We'll be here. Me, myself, and oh, there we go. Needle's alive now. 40, just under 47 nautical miles. Ta-da. Away we go. All right. Well, here is today's route. I forgot to do this, although anybody can check the route. And here is, of course, the server. I did check. We should be on Southeast Asia. I did double check. We started the stream. Kind of like that picture right there. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Why is it doing that? Should be to take a picture. Okay, this is, oh, all right, so now there's, this, start a game, then you can count. Okay, something's changed. Terrific. Not seeming to capture. Okay, that's odd. I am unable to capture. Okay, this is different. This something's changed. You gotta be kidding me. Why is this guy? Nope, 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 nope. Ah, it's gonna end the stream. Ah, come on. Okay, the capture is not working. Something has definitely changed with the controllers, apparently. Between now and last night when I flew. I don't know what has changed, but my the controller I use to capture screenshots is not working. Okay, gotta get to the bottom of that now. Something's changed. Isn't one thing, it's another with this game. Some sim sometimes. Anyways. Alright, so ad break coming up, folks. Just letting everybody know. Viewers, if you're not a subscriber, you're going to sit through a couple minutes of ads. You may have had some already. Yeah, so this is the first time I've not been able to get a... Because what I've been doing with the screenshots is not only do I take them and put them on for when I do my hours over on FS Hub, but I also use that screenshot for as the cover for my video on YouTube once I upload it to that, because then it's just much easier. It's already there. I don't have to worry about a. Get off the throttle a little bit here. Something's definitely changed with the controls. There we go. Ads coming up. So, big stuff coming up here next month. On the 4th, we're going to do another long haul flight We're going to go from Heathrow to San Francisco. It's going to be about 11 hours-ish of flying. Basically, we're going to take off, head north, come in over Canada, through the Midwest, and on into San Francisco. We're going to be doing that in the 747. There is a service that goes from Heathrow to San Jose in the Dreamliner. But I was like, this is something iconic about the 747. So we're going to fly the 747. So we'll take off. It'll be, we'll keep the time live. We'll have live weather. So we should land in San Francisco in the daytime, or like late afternoon, almost evening. Morning, Mick. So yeah, we're gonna do that on the 4th of February. What else is there? We'll start doing. So I've got Croydon. I didn't have it. It was on my wish list. I thought I had gotten it, but so now we have Croydon. So on what we're gonna do is we'll do a, not the 26th, but that Thursday we'll do a wait, it'll be, hold on, I have to look at the dates. So if we're doing Jetliner this Friday, next Friday will be 208, or the Twin Beach. But we're not streaming Thursday, so Jetliner next one. So the 2nd of February we're gonna fly from Tempelhof to Amsterdam in the Junkers 52. There's still nothing. I don't foresee. Well, so between now and the end of the month, so we got this coming Thursday and the next Thursday are the last date, or so Avionics and Aircraft Update 1, or Aircraft and Avionics, whatever it's called, should be coming out this month. So there's only 2 Thursdays, unless they're not going to release it on a Thursday, there's only a couple more weeks left in the month. So but I don't see anything coming out that is going to be as comparable as the Junkers 52. I mean, the Fokker F7, I think, is going to be part of that initial update, update 1. But I don't know. Hey, Planet Neutral, good morning. How are you? Sorry, I'm like ruminating here, so I'm not really. Hey, I'm kind of looking at the chat, but I'm kind of thinking about the next couple weeks here and some changes, since we're going to conclude the trip to or along the Route 66 stuff tomorrow. So I have to download the Fokker F7. I think that's going to be part of the overhaul of stuff here on the first update, I think. Could be wrong. I might be. Who knows? So yeah, I see. The only thing for me was I didn't know how, like, if I'm on, since I'm running everything through the Xbox, how it would impact if I raid, but because but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna raid his channel because I know he's flying this morning. So, but yeah, I agree about raiding smaller channels and trying to help people build their stuff. I also try to do. People are fairly new to streaming, and watching like him, and he shouts people out, and they're trying to grow their channel. at least to make affiliate, I'll certainly give them shout outs to say, hey, if you haven't heard of this person, go give them a follow. Um, help them grow their channel. So I don't mind doing that because sometimes I may not be able to raid, uh, you know, another channel because sometimes it's like I wrap up the stream because I got other things I got to do. So, but that's also now why if I have an appointment, I just don't stream that day, and either I can move it to that Tuesday or that Saturday or something, or I can just say, well, I'm just going to take the day off and not stream at all and not worry about it. And if I'm going to fly, I can fly on my own off screen like I have been in the Embraers. So I feel pretty confident about those. They're not perfect, but they're significantly better than they were before. The only thing that I don't like is that some of the airlines don't exist anymore. For someone, yeah. I've been streaming for quite some time before Captain RS found my channel, and I think that was like on a Friday. He might have been doing his what's he called? Charter Flight Friday. I think it was a Friday. I don't remember. It seems like ages ago. I wonder if there's a way I could look back in my channel history and say when was my channel rated and find out when and by whom and all that. I don't know. So yeah, if the Fokker's overhauled here in the next couple of weeks, we'll fly that in some of the flights in the older, because Red Wing, they got all these old 1935-ish era airports that they've been releasing. So like the one in Amsterdam, if I want to fly out of the newer Amsterdam, I have to uninstall the 1935 version. I don't think I want to try to take off in a KLM City jumper Embraer on a grass field. I don't think that would go very well with a modern jet. So that's the only drawback, is you have to download them up, uninstall, reinstall, stuff like that. So, but there are more. There's one for like Toulouse. There's one for Lyon, France. There's one for Bonn. What is Bonn? So yeah, they have. I'm sure there's more coming, but there's a lot more that's already out there on the PC side that they're slowly getting out here in the marketplace on the Xbox. But yeah, that's the only drawback, though, is if people are going to fly with me, if you don't have that add-on, you're going to have to find another airport to take off from, and all that. Navigating will not be there won't be any VORs, anything like that. It's just going to, it's like take off and follow your compass. So that's only going to be the only drawback. Because that does erase any VOR, any other modern navigation aids, since some of them did, that was still an up and coming technology, radio navigating. Alright, next one is going to be 11160 on a heading of 041. Nautical miles to our first, the Vortac. Down into our first VOR DME here in a minute. And we got a huge 152 nautical mile leg coming up here. So yeah, we'll give it a shot today. We'll raid Scruffy's stream and see how that goes. So when we land, sit tight, everybody. We're not going to end the stream right away. We're going to go raid Scruffy's channel, see how that goes, and then I'll end the stream. So don't go anywhere, please. Don't leave to go watch him. Just sit tight and let's do the raid together. The more the merrier. Should do. There we go. So yeah, we got some flying to do this week. Tomorrow we're gonna try the Jenny in the for the last leg of our trip along Route 66. We're gonna see. If not, it may be a little bit too slow. I don't know. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, 6:45 Eastern, 11:45 UTC/UK. Interrupting Joseph's preparation for lunchtime. Surprised he's even here, because I know Joe's live on the new train line there on Train Sim World 3. I think it just got released. I'm sure he's giggling himself silly watching the new train action. Trying to figure out where he can speed at and cause chaos on the line once he gets it himself. Alright, so we're flying over this airport. That's where our Vortac is. This is, oops. AMCI. All right, 111.60. All right, here comes the big journey here. He might be downstairs too, scarfing down his lunch. Maybe he ran to the dodgy McDonald's or the dodgy shop. I wonder if I can find Little Map says it. Where is found? I'm trying to think if I could find the what the range is on this VOR DME. See the box with the, where's that? So what? Let me have to look it up. I wonder if the number on top, I think, is the number of the how many nautical miles it could reach out on. This one says 122.4 might be the range, I think. So that's 30-something nautical miles into this leg, which we still got a bit to go. We'll see if that, we're going to look to see if that's our, that is in case, the case that it's that number above the information for the VOR DME 112 point, yeah, 122.4. Let's see if that is our range of our VOR DME there we're headed towards. So this one's pointing behind us because there is a we got that one for I think it's still reading the one behind us that we just passed over, I think. Awesome. Then once we get the other signal, maybe that, we'll see how it all works. Still learning sometimes when it comes to these VOR DMEs and navigating with them. for a little while. Just a few minutes. I'm going to try to finish off my coffee here. I need to put together like a bunch of notes on information so I know what I'm looking at. So basically, what I'm doing is, for those of you who probably aren't or don't quite know what I'm. So that 037 flight number, that is the leg that we're flying on right now. This is leg 37 of our trip across the lower 48 states. So that's what that number represents. Now, of course, these Junkers, the Junkers 52s, did fly for Lufthansa back in the day, although it was a different Lufthansa because it was a Third Reich controlled Lufthansa. But the company today does not have, other than name, it doesn't have any real association with the original Lufthansa. So that way, because it kind of got old being referred to as Lima Hotel or whatever, even though those are the letters for Lufthansa. But anyway, so I just figured it'd just be easier to, sounds a little bit more professional, I guess. Supposed to be professionals here. So yeah, it just sounds a lot better. Delta Charlie Delta Lima Hotel. And for when we do our jetliner flights, what I've been doing is, if you don't know, I go to FlightAware, I find a flight. So like the one that we're doing this Saturday from Dallas Fort Worth to Miami, it's an American Airlines flight. I've got the gates for our departure and arrival. I've got the flight number. So all that we'll have, all that information will be as close to real world as possible, so that we have a so it just sounds a lot better than just something arbitrary or whatever. So yeah, and if need be, in the case of this, so this on the, if you look at this aircraft in the hangar, this Delta Charlie Delta Lima Hotel is not there, it's something different. But on the dash here, it always says Delta Charlie Delta Lima Hotel. So that's, so I'm trying to make it as close to real as I can make it for the time being here on the Xbox. But that's part of the homework that I do for a lot of these flights, especially when we're doing this jetliner stuff. I'll try to find a real, as close to where we want to go or what we're going to do. So like the flight on the 4th that would normally go from Heathrow to San Jose, we're going to use the same flight number, but not the same aircraft. And we're not going to San Jose. We're going to go to San Francisco. So we're going to tank up, fill it full of fuel, and go up north and down over into Canada, into the Midwest, and on into San Francisco. So hopefully it's going to be, I think it's going to be a good flight. I'll be real well prepared for that one as well. So we'll have some snacks along the way. I'm going to have to use my, do like I did when we went to Tokyo. Get up, move around, eat, keep myself hydrated, take little trips to the captain's room, little captain's office. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So then, like, the 18th we'll do a short, like a couple hours of flying in a jetliner, kind of like what we're going to do this Saturday. That's like a 3-hour flight or something like that from Dallas to Miami. So if people want to fly on those days, if they can't fly during the week, but you want to just hop in and fly along, you're more than welcome to. You can fly in. You can fly whenever you want. Really, see me on. I think there was one time I was flying off stream, and I think Cappy Stick still found me. So I will say that once you get to 25 to 30 person raid, hit a bigger streamer to get you. Yeah. See, I think part of it too is, Scruff, is the time that I stream. A lot of people either are waking up or they're already gone to work. Oh, I lost a couple followers already. Wow. I was at 211, now 2 people are like, yeah, no, not interested. No. Sorry, I'm not your cup of tea today. So yeah, that's always been my struggle, is the finding. Oh, Rain Souls, hello, thank you for the follow. It's weird. It's like my numbers keep fluctuating. I don't know what it is, but anyway. So now we're 210. Okay, it just takes a minute for it to update. Get one follow back. Thank you. Appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. I'm your host and pilot, Uncle B. We are in the Junkers 52 3M retrofit. We departed from Topeka Regional. We are on our way to the eastern, literally it's called the Eastern Iowa Airport in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This is leg 37 of our trip across America. We're heading back east, but we're zigzagging, making sure we touch down in every state. Yeah, it's weird because my numbers, it's like I gain a few, then all of a sudden my numbers drop, so I don't know, like, I know there's like bot issues with Twitch, like bot followers, so I don't know if it's like sometimes if that's catching up. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, so what we did, Rain, is we took off from JFK. We went down the East Coast, down through Florida, down along the south, through Alabama, Texas, and everything, up through California, all the way up to Seattle, and now we're just kind of zigzagging our way through, heading back east. So, but I forgot where I was a week or so ago, that I could have gone to where we're gonna. So Wednesday we're gonna go all the way up to Milwaukee, and from there we're gonna keep zigzagging and make sure we land in every state and go all the way up north to Maine, and then drop back down through, and then we're gonna end back up in JFK eventually. So that's the plan. So, but welcome. Happy to have you along. But yeah, that's what I wondered if it is, because I know some of it's bot accounts that Twitch is finally catching up with. At least I hope that's the case, but I never know. Yeah, it's weird. I gain followers and I lose followers. It's like I can't. I'm not skipping any. Yeah. Uh, that's done the entire East Coast and Midwest. Finish off yesterday. Little. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to skip any either. It's just that uh, I'm trying to figure out a way that eventually what we'll do is we'll fly north up towards Maine, and then from Maine, hit all the smaller states, and then eventually end up back. So yeah, I'm trying not to skip any, but I almost did because I was looking at it. When I was making my flight plans, I was like, "Oops, I almost skipped Wisconsin." Hello, Bella. Um, so yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah, we're getting there. So yeah, Wednesday we'll end up in Milwaukee, and then the following week I still gotta put together the plan. Next week it's only gonna be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the next week we'll yeah. So there's more coming. Uh, Once tomorrow we're gonna wrap up our flight along Route 66. We're gonna go from Santa Monica over to or San Bernardino to Santa Monica. That should take very long to do, and but we're gonna on Thursdays we're gonna alternate it. We're gonna have one Thursday will be historic flying. We'll still be in the Junkers 52. We're gonna our first flight for that will be from Tempelhof to the Red Wing Tempelhof Airport from 1935. We're gonna go to 1935 Amsterdam, and then the other Thursdays will be regional jet flights. I've got a bunch of stuff already saved. So we're going to be in the Embraer regional jets. We're going to fly like a regional jet service somewhere. So, yeah. So yeah, that'll be on Thursdays. Those will alternate, and then Fridays we'll alternate. One Friday will be we're flying in South America in the Twin Beach. Alternate Friday will be jetliner service. So Thursdays and Fridays. Although what I'm trying to do is on the day that we do the Twin Beach flight, we'll do the jetliner or the regional jet service on that Thursday. When we do a jetliner Friday, that'll be the historic flying in the 1930s airports. So yeah, that's what we got to do coming up here in the next few weeks. We'll probably actually the new stuff will be starting in February. So yeah, lots of stuff, lots of stuff coming up. But today, yeah, stick around. We're gonna raid. We're gonna try a raid. We're gonna raid Scruffy's stream, who was just in the chat a moment ago. So we're gonna try a raid for the first time in the history of the channel. Scruffy is our test subject, so to speak. So yeah, so we give it a shot. So don't go anywhere. Just when we land and shut the aircraft down, don't leave, please. Sit tight. Join me on the raid. Say hi to Scruffy. Say good morning to him. He'll show you his socks if you ask him nicely. Joseph, you can go in there and hit the F button, hit the enter, and you'll hear the toilet flush. I'm still not sure how to do the fart sound. I haven't quite figured that one out. I don't know if I don't have access to those sounds or not. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I think he's if I'm gonna guess here, although he's probably gonna deny it, I think he's bouncing between me and Joe if Joe's still alive. I know Joe's on the new, what is it, new route up there in Eden? It's not. Uh, but yeah, we'll get back to somewhat more normal schedule kind of here in February. Possibly as normal as we can make it. I think we would have picked up the. So I'm guessing maybe that, unless we've had to have flown at least 30 nautical miles by now. So I guess maybe I was wrong in my. Just chilling at the dodgy McDonald's with the dodgy Wi-Fi. I had beef and vegetable soup last night for dinner. I had that, and so basically what happened was I was thinking about doing a flight from Oslo to Helsinki in the Embraer. So here's the thing that gets me right. If I look up in FlightAware, right, and I put in the Oslo airport, and I know Finnair goes from Oslo to Helsinki, right? In the, I think it's the Embraer 190. What I noticed is, so on FlightAware it shows the airports, and basically it's like a direct flight. They don't. It seems to me, unless they just don't put their information out there, that they fly like an IFR flight, right? So of course they could probably put in along the way, they can, based on the weather, they can say, okay, we're gonna land on this runway. Uh, here's our arrival portion of our flight, and all that, and so, but I don't know if that's what they do, because I can't be certain that that's what they do, right? But I kind of think that's the case, or they just put on their thing saying we fly direct, we don't follow a IFR plan or whatever, or they may file it the day of the flight, but they just don't put that information out there. Whereas some airlines will say, they'll give you like a general idea of their route, kind of thing. So, yeah, that's the only drawback. I think he's asking you the same question you asked me, Amela. There we go. Hey. What? Joseph, you could ask Amela, like, how was your most recent haircut? Ask Amela something weird like that. Bella, how was your experience getting your most recent haircut? Did it go well? Were you satisfied with your haircut this time? Be different. Be original. Be different than everybody else. Amela, did you see that picture I posted in Discord on the flight? Oh no, the fries would be cold by the time I got them, Joseph. We're not that close together in New York. Trust me. By the time the fries got here and all that, the food would be very cold. Yeah. So I did post the that picture. Yeah, when I got to San Jose and I pulled up and they had that Southwest, everybody loves snacks. And I'm like, oh, there's a Bella. Bella be like, just let me drive that truck, please. I got it. I'll take care of it. No, Melo and I, we're in different parts of New York, Joseph. We're like 4 to 5 hours apart. Well, of course, Joseph had the meat pie. So he doesn't. I'm still perplexed, Joseph. I don't quite understand this. You say you don't eat meat, but you'll have a meat pie. It seems counter. Like, ooh, steak, mash, and peas. Ooh, that does sound good. If somebody says they don't eat meat and then they eat a meat pie, then you eat meat. I don't know. That's just. That doesn't make any sense. If you say you don't eat meat and you go to McDonald's and you order Big Macs or quarter pounders or whatever, you eat meat. That's why there's the old saying, you can lie to your friends, I can lie to my friends, let's not lie to each other. You eat meat, Joseph. According to him, maybe you can make sense of it, Amela. I can't. I don't know. I think he's just having a go sometimes. He'll say some off the wall stuff and then just to see if he can get a reaction out of people. McDonald's is not real. Yeah, well, that might be true, Mick. Yeah, I would agree with you there. It's like highly processed yuck, but still, he goes and eats it. Actually, the quarter pounder seemed like real beef, but the the Big Mac. I thought you said about a week or two ago, and Mick will back me up on this, and I know Bex will. Bex was in chat. You said you don't eat meat, so you must be having a go, Joseph. There is proof out there that you said that. I guarantee if we go back, I think it was either in Pulse's chat. I'm almost certain it was in Pulse's chat. Oh no, I don't eat meat. So you must be having a go. We're on to you, Joseph. I'm telling you, you're inching yourself more and more towards that one-way trip to the Bronx. So it's either you're having a go or somebody's typing on your chat, and you like somebody's got a hold of your phone and they're saying some outlandish stuff and claiming to be you. Something. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. How to Confuse People 101 with Joseph Adams. Today, I'm going to tell people I don't eat meat, but I secretly do. And I like it. But I'm going to convince them that I don't. And then when they question me on, I'm going to be, what do you like? Oh. In tomorrow's class, I'm going to speed on Train Sim World 3 and convince everybody that I'm within, that I'm not speeding, that I'm doing everything just fine. I'm not speeding. It's okay. And then at the end, I'm going to be shocked and disappointed that I didn't get a gold medal when I lost all those points by speeding. That's why, if we had a competition right now between Joe and Joseph on Train Sim World 3, a points challenge, Joe would beat him hands down, easily, no problem. Leadfoot Addies, on the other hand, would be like, well, I was on time. Actually, I was early. Plausible today. That's it. Exactly, Nick. What do you mean I got a bronze? Why did I get a bronze? Because you sped? Nuh-uh. I did not speed. The game must be lying. I'm going to talk to Joe, who's going to tell Dovetail Games that they're screwing me out of my points because I'm not speeding. Okay. Oh boy. I hope I dialed that in. Okay. Sure, I had to. I wonder if Glenn's survived or kind of gotten over Joseph and his speeding over on Farm Sim 22. Poor Glenn. Joseph's gonna put him in the funny farm. Well, still no signal, so I'm guessing that 122.4 is not what I thought it was. We just have to keep an eye on that needle and see what our distance is once it pops up. So I did find a smaller farm on Farm Sim 22. But I did kind of cheat the system a bit. I'm not going to lie. I did. I put up the sign that gets you a boatload of money because it's like a government subsidized farm. But you have to. So basically, you take over this farm, and it's got a field of wheat that's been started to be harvested, but the farmer basically gave up. So I harvested all of that. I got dinged when I went to the sell point. I dropped off the stuff, and I got dinged on an environmental thing, apparently. I got fined, like, anywhere from $500 to almost $2,000 for environmental violations. So, yeah. Did that. Just, I wanted a smaller farm where I could just do stuff on my own without. So, yeah, apparently that's a thing in that, on that particular map, is you get dinged on the environmental violations. So when you sell your harvest, it'll automatically deduct that out of your sale. I don't know. I can't figure out how to turn that off. That's okay. Anyway, let's see what else. Still, that must be a low-powered one. Oh, let's see what else is there. I don't know. So yeah, aircraft and avionics update 1, they said will be out by the end of the month. So we got this Thursday, next Thursday. I know they did one more update for the beta for AAU1. That might be the last update, I think, before the release. Unless they do one more update this week and then it's going to be released next week. So, we'll see. So yeah, I think after we raid Scruffy's stream and I wrap up the stream, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get I'm gonna download the Fokker F7B again, because I think that's going to be part of the update coming up soon. Hopefully it revitalizes, or the flight model will be improved and whatnot. At least we have something else to fly other than this for the 1930s. Oh, this is it's so easy to fly. It feels kind of weird thinking about flying anything else. But I know most people are, well, but you know what? No, we're gonna stick with this even in the 1935s flying. And here's why. there's a lot of streamers that I know, and I'm not saying this to be mean spirit or whatever. I'm just making an observation. There are streamers who have like a particular plane that is their bread and butter, I guess. That they just feel comfortable with it, right? Like Scruffy and Captain Arash both have the 172 is their weapon of choice, for lack of a better term, right? So, and that's okay, because when you're comfortable with it, I think you feel more relaxed when you're flying. It kind of, I think the stream, the viewers can sense that, like, oh. So no, I think we'll stick with this. I enjoy it. This is like my version of the Cessna 172. So yeah, we're gonna stick with this, I think. But I'll still download the Fokker. I can test it, and then if we want to do, like, if we do a flight from old Amsterdam to somewhere else, we can do that as well, just to see how it goes. Eventually, if it does get an update and I feel confident that it's significantly better than it was before. But no, I do love flying the Junkers 52. I know this has got more bells and whistles than the other version. So, yeah. The original one does not have this fancy iPad here. It's just all very basic. So but otherwise we'll stick with this aircraft. I like it. I just wish there was more liveries, something else other than this bare metal version. But I know there's got to be other liveries out there on the. If I was on the PC side, I'm sure somebody's already created a boatload of liveries for it. So, 13 viewers. Well, thank you all for coming in and hanging out. A lot of lurkers today. It's Monday. Everybody's like, it's Monday already. Yes. Can I go back for Friday night? Can I relive the weekend? Oh, there we go. 58 now. Oh boy. So we're more than halfway to our. We've already flown 100-something odd nautical miles on this lake. So we're more than halfway to our second VOR DME, or our second navigation aid, which is a VOR DME. He's being funny, and I don't like it. No, it's okay. It's quite alright. Everyone welcome to hang out. Rains is lurking. That's okay. Some people do. It's quite alright. Well, come in and say hello. Don't be shy. Joseph doesn't bite. Yet. And Mela might bite your hand if you have a Arkansas up to Missouri. Nice. Been to Little Rock. Spent a couple weeks there. Guidance counselor course when I worked at the military entrance processing station as a contractor. Yeah, I go to school at Little Rock, Arkansas, which is where all recruiters and guidance counselors go to school there for that. At least for the Army. I don't know about the other branches. Yeah, if you got a sandwich in your hand, Noah might bite your hand just to get to the sandwich. Vic only bites you if you try to touch the Stetson or his cowboy boots. Oh, there goes the ads. Big fan of this plane. I tell you, this was the first look. For those of you who don't know, if you're new to flight sim and you're still kind of like not sure, this was the first local Legends that was released. Man, it seems like ages ago. Excuse me. Yeah, they really did a great job with this one. The city center must have a heck of a reach. Ooh, yeah. TDM 930. Well, what you could do, in theory, is you could land in San Francisco or Seattle or Los Angeles, and then say that you put the aircraft on a cargo ship and they shipped it over to Hawaii. You know, you could do it that way. Or you could just put on unlimited fuel. You know? Yeah, you could do it that way. You could just say, hey, we landed in one of those cities, and we disassembled. The plane was disassembled and put on a cargo ship, and here we are. We put it back together, and we're ready to continue flying. It is a possibility. At least that's the story I would come up with. And then when you're ready to go back to the mainland, we did our flying around Hawaii, and now we're heading back to where we left. I mean, that's the hard part about doing like world tours. Like Captain Arash is doing his around the world on the Cessna 172. Need to learn a jet. What do you mean learn a jet? Which jet are you talking about? Are you talking about like a jetliner jet or a military jet? The Vision jet. Jet. Oh, well, if you want, I will be flying one this Friday. Well, be flying one Friday and Saturday. Friday we're in the A319. Saturday we're in the A321. They're not that difficult, to be honest. The only one that can be a challenge is either if you have because they're study level, the PMDG 737s can be a bit overwhelming, and the A310 that came out from Builds with the 40th anniversary. Those are all, because it's automated, but there's a lot of stuff that you can basically do beyond like the stock A320, for instance, that came with the game when it was first released, the sim, I should say. whatever. So there is that. But yeah, all it is you just create the flight plan. Yeah, we'll go over all of that. Matter of fact, if you want, uh, Friday when I do the flight in the A319 from Malta to Tunisia, we'll put the flight plan together. I'll show you on the world map. So if you want to watch that, it's very simple. It's no different than doing, you pick your departure airport and your arrival and you're flying VFR, right? It's just picking your departure route and your arrival route and which runway you're going to land on. That's all it is. So yeah, it's then all you do once you get in the air, you just hit the autopilot button. Like the Airbuses are super simple. You get in the air, you hit the autopilot button, the plane takes over, the throttle, it manages the throttle and everything. All you got to do is tell the altitude, and it's yeah. Or you can watch it. You can watch it on the replay if you want. Uh, I think my videos stick around for maybe a week or two. I forget. With affiliates, it used to be like 30 days, but I think they cut it down, even if you're an affiliate. But yeah, you can always rewatch it. But that's why we'll do a jetliner on Friday. It's going to be a very less than 2 hours from Malta to Tunisia. Saturday is going to be about a 3-hour flight from Dallas Fort Worth to Miami. So either one. But yeah, it's like I was worried. Like when I first started thinking about flying jetliners, I'm like, oh, it's overwhelming. But no, once you know which buttons to hit and all that, yeah. Just under 39 nautical miles to go to that one. We're making progress here. Bella, I'm guessing you're off from work today. Would that be correct? Since it's MLK's birthday today? Or you gotta go to work? It's funny because I didn't even realize it was a holiday today, and I guess since I don't work, I don't remember holidays. It's just like it was like, oh, there's a holiday tomorrow. I'm like, really? Okay. But when you work, you're just like, oh, I get a paid day off. But yeah. Yeah, I'll go over. I'll build the flight plan, and then you can see what I do, how I do all that. So that's too easy. Yeah, but I was really like when I started off in the Cessna 152, I would just fly around in that. I'd just take off near my hometown in California and fly around San Francisco Bay and come back and land and all that. I had no idea what I was doing when I first started, quite honestly. I flew the TBM 930 after a while, but it was just like this immensely powerful aircraft, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I had no clue. So it just takes time. But the great thing about the Airbuses, other than the A310, which is way different compared to the A319, the A320, A321, even the A318, those all are very similar. Yeah, the TBM is fantastic, and I know that's supposed to be one of the aircraft that's getting an update here in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, the Airbuses are all pretty much similar, right? So even if you start off in the stock A320, if you jump to the A321, the the layout of the flight deck is the same. So it's not like you gotta like learn where everything is kind of stuff. So even if you practice what I show you in the A320, it's going to be the same thing. So all the systems and I think that's the great thing about Airbus. They make it easier for pilots to be able to fly pretty much almost anything in their inventory. The only one that probably is different is the A380, but I'm guessing it would still be similar enough. It's just that you have 4 engines instead of 2. But if you go into like the Boeing 747-8 and you go to the Dreamliner, they're both Boeing, but the cockpits are vastly different. The flight decks are. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, but all right, 30 nautical miles, just under 30 now. We're doing pretty good. So we got one more leg to go. That one's going to be 57 nautical miles. Once we get there, we'll be able to, we're close enough to that one, we'll call in and say we're coming in for landing. Yeah, it's but it's interesting because a lot of people, they see the jetliner like, oh, I want to fly everything jetliner, and then it's like they skip right over all the general aviation stuff, and they but then they discover, like I was all about, I flew jetliners for quite some time when I was streaming. And after a while, like, but there's more to see, more to do, more stuff to fly, and so then when Captain Arash raided my channel, and I discovered he was doing this around the world flight, I flew with him for a bit. In yeah, it's just, there's so much, like, this looks complicated, but it's not. It seems like it because people are like, oh, all these dials and switches and knobs and buttons, and you don't really have to touch all of it. Which is okay. Now, some people prefer to do a cold and dark start. They want to go through the whole checklist and everything. It's difficult to do because the checklist for this is, if you find one, if you can find one, it's probably going to be in German. Yes. Yeah. That's true, too. But see, I was doing it where I was being a 152. It was like, oh, we're going to land at some major airport, even though it's not probably it's not right, but I would do it anyway. Like, I think I landed the 152 into San Francisco. So yeah, that's but yeah, there's a lot more to do. But see, the thing of it too is, I think a lot of people just want everything to be fast. Got to get there quick. We got to get, but they, like this is, we're doing 105 knots. Now that's not super fast, right? But we're enjoying. We got this nice scenery out here, all this green farmland. We got some clouds in the sky. Different levels and whatnot. It's just, I think it's a much more relaxing way to fly. Some of the jetliners, like when I did the Embraers when they first came out, I got the 170, 175 series from Virtual Cole. I'm doing everything I'm flying it like I would, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Uh, I flew the Embraer like I did the A320 because I'm thinking, okay, it's everything's going to be somewhat similar. You know, every plane is different, and so I would be hitting the autopilot button. The plane would not start, would not fly on its own. I would let go of my little thumbstick. The plane would start to droop, and I'm just like, what's going on here? Why is this not working? So I'm used to I hit the autopilot button and the plane automatically just takes right over. So, uh, yeah, you. It's easy to think, oh, all this stuff is going to act the same. Boeing's got the way that Boeing does their stuff is vastly different than Airbus. The setup of their flight deck is different. The way that the planes fly is different. The systems are different. You know. So, but that's Boeing's choice. They never made everything like a standard, and I think that's why Airbus is killing it. Is they have a very standardized flight deck, and everything is where it is on almost every plane. I think, at least as far as I've seen, all the all the controls are where you would expect them to be, no matter which one you pop into. So, but yeah, Boeing seems to make their stuff more complex. I don't know why. It just feels more complex. But again, like when I fly the 747 on the 4th of February, it's going to seem complex, but once you got everything plugged in, the plane will fly itself the entire 10, almost 11 hours from Heathrow to San Francisco. So yeah, that gives me time to step away, relax, eat, use the restroom, stretch my legs, all that kind of stuff. So all I gotta do is just monitor the aircraft. Not that I have stuff turned on where the aircraft can fail, and then I gotta, because I'd rather like to complete the entire flight. I was nervous as we got closer to Tokyo a couple weeks ago on a Saturday. I was really nervous. I'm like, oh, the sim's gonna crash, all kinds of stuff. So, luckily it did not. Knock on wood, it did not. It went a lot better than I thought it would. So, but I'm excited about bringing the Embraers back because they're flying a lot better than they used to. And I meant to over the weekend. I'll probably do it sometime today. Send an email to Virtual Cole, who developed the Embraer, the 170, 175, 190, 195, and tell them, hey, you guys, it's significantly better. Is it perfect? No, but it's way better than it was a year ago. Way better. So a lot of people have done tours of Japan. They love flying over there. It's very scenic. Yeah. I think you can't go wrong with that. And there's enough islands with airports that you can kind of island hop in Japan. You can start in the southern part or the northern part. You know, there's plenty to do there. But I will, yeah, there's lots of places I like to visit in real life. Japan's definitely one of them. I like to go back to Germany. I do want to go to the UK. I want to go back. I've been to Ireland, but I've only like kind of flown through there. So I'd like to visit Ireland properly. Um, yeah, there's lots of places I like to. But that's the great thing about the sim is that you can see places that you may not be able to get there in real life ever, but you can kind of visit and go there virtually. Like I know there's a very small chance I would ever go to Oslo or to Helsinki, but I could do a regional jet flight between the two of them. I could go to Oslo to Helsinki and back to Oslo. You know, all right, we'll be here. We still got one more leg to go. Want to go to the UK, so Joseph will buy me a Happy Meal at his dodgy McDonald's. But the other thing too, I was thinking about when I've been trying to plan more flights and find more places to go, is that eventually we're going to end up going to places that right now globally are not very popular. Uh, but I want to go. I still want to do it because I want to try to fly. That's the one great thing about FS Hub is every time I land in a country that it doesn't track me as landing at before, which is okay. I get another little flag saying, "Oh, you like Saturday? Yeah, Saturday evening I flew into Zurich, Switzerland, out of London City, I think it was. Yeah, did a regional flight from London City to Zurich." So now I got a little Swiss flag saying I've been to Switzerland. Still got a lot of countries left though. A lot. But trying to find real world airlines that will fly in and out of those countries so that we can try to have something that looks realistic it's a challenge. But yeah. I wish somebody would come out with a a retro uh, British Airways livery for the 747. That'd be cool, I think. All right, here we go. Let's get this dialed in here. 1:14 coming up. Heading of 019, so heading north, more to the north. Here. once we land, we'll shut everything down, but sit tight, everybody. We're gonna raid Scruffy this morning, so don't go anywhere, please. Do say hello to him once we get in there. Give him a follow. Hang out for a while if you can. There we go. All right. That's all right. 55 nautical miles to go. Last leg here. I really don't know why I can't take a picture. Okay. Should be able to. Something changed. I don't know. We gotta figure that out. No, it bothers me that I get my screenshot here. You know what I probably could do? Try some aircraft in the right direction. Oh, that's good enough. Let's try this. Look. Let's see if this clears things up. Turn a little bit too much there. The pause button when you gotta run. Yeah. What I usually do is even if I just gotta step out for a moment to run to the bathroom, I just let the plane will kind of fly itself, even though it's not on an autopilot. But I'll come back and correct. Ooh, wow! Look at this. All of a sudden, we're losing our. Like it just totally nosed over. Wow. Must be a little bit of a wind or something. That's crazy. Alright, let's try this now. There we go. All right, that fixed it. There we go. There's my screenshot for the flight. Whew. Boy, I was getting worried. There we go. Ooh-wee. All right. I had to, I think, taking the batteries out and putting them back in fixed the issue. So there we go. Oh, I do have a Discord. It's not a very chatty one, not like other Discords. It's basically for information only, like when I'm going to go live. If I have to cancel the stream for any reason, I put that in there. So you're more than welcome to come join and just to keep up with things. That. And there we go. I would have liked to gotten the sunrise shot, but that's okay. We finally got it. And as I say before, if there's a screenshot you like, you just want to use it for your background on your computer, or your phone, or whatever, by all means do it. Just don't tell people that you took the photo. At least tell them, hey, you got to check this guy out over on Twitch. Alright, let's see where we are now. 42 nautical miles. I think we can go ahead and get off the throttle a little bit. Start dropping just a smidge of altitude. Trying to cover some of that distance as we descend, as we'll speed up just a little bit. Maybe. Sometimes I do, like when I fly the jetliners, I do. But for these, I have like the weather preset that came out sometime last year. So I usually fly in the Ubers. I usually fly with a few clouds, and would be the weather choice. But otherwise, yeah, I know for the jetliner. And depending on, like in South America, the weather's really good. I'll use live weather, but yeah, I try to mix it up. So like Fridays and Saturdays flight, this week we'll have live weather. But I do adjust the time, just so we have a little bit of light in the sky. So the only time I won't adjust it will be like Friday's flight will still be in the daytime. Saturdays, I'll probably adjust that one, but the weather will be live. So, but yeah, when I first started flying, I would always turn the live weather off, and it was like ridiculously unrealistic to think that we were always going to fly in sunny weather. But see, what I didn't know at the time was that, because when I did start flying with live weather, I didn't understand the altimeter readings, and that I had to change the altimeter. Uh, yeah, exactly. So that's one of the things I do in the morning before I start the stream. So like, I look at the weather for Topeka. Not that I'm going to fly in live weather, but I look what are the active runways, and so then we just basically start the stream with the aircraft on the active departure. Which way would they be telling people to go? You know. Yeah. So, uh, so I try to fly with that, even though we're not flying with the weather on. I try to at least pick the runways that the airport would say are the legit departure and arrival runways. So, but the ones for the jetliners, I do try to like. I think early on when I did jetliner flights, I would still have like the live weather turned off, and it's just like it doesn't look very realistic to have like no clouds in the sky at all. You know. So yeah, do a little bit of everything. But on a flight like this, I did we flew out of Aspen with live weather. It was all snowy and all that kind of stuff, and it was okay. It was amazing, but it was also trying to fly out of the mountains there in Aspen. There was a couple areas where it was like it was foolish for me to go a certain way. So yeah. If I can't, if it's like you can't really see, if the weather's live, you can't really see in front of you and all that. Yeah, I just so. But for these, at least it's something interesting besides just a boring old empty sky. So, all right. Under 32 to go. Of course, as I said before, sit tight, everybody. We're going to raid Scruffy. He should be going live in about 7 minutes. Let me see if his thing says he's live yet. I don't see I didn't get the email notification that he's live, so he should be live here soon. So just by the time we get wrapped up, he'll be. Look at that. We're under 30 nautical miles out of Cedar Rapids. Now, this is going to be the interesting thing. Now, if we look for it's still not on the first page. Not on the second page. Not even on the third page. So, back. Hate when it does that. So we still got a bit to go before we can actually talk to them. But it's interesting that we're already. My aunt asked her how the weather was. If you go, I'll show you this. If you go to this website, this helps me. If you go there, if you got like a laptop set up next to you or whatever, I don't know if it works. I'm sure you can use it on your smartphone as well. But go there, in your destination or your departure airport code, like So we're headed to KCID. So if you type in up at the search bar KCID, it'll give and hit enter. It'll give you the METAR information for our destination today, for instance. So you can plan ahead. You know you can look at all the weather for your departure and your arrival airports, and then you can decide how you're going to fly your flight, I guess, from there. But I use that. It's the most. There was another um, website that I was using for that information, but this one is by far the best because it gives you way more information than the other one did. The only problem is some of those sites, the runway numbers are not like correct. They might be off by like a one, or at least either plus or minus one. But at least you get an idea of which runway you want to choose. And the one that's highlighted is, so if it's highlighted, then that's the runway you want to use. If it's like grayed out, basically you don't want to go that direction. Slow down. I'm trying to drop altitude. The plane decides it wants to start climbing again. Goodness. What are you trying to do to me, Junkers? Sing your praises and you try to goof me over here. Oh, now we're going like... Oh, that's good. Yeah. Not overspeed. Yeah, yeah. So you can even do it. You can update it continually. You can hit the refresh, or I think it might automatically refresh every couple minutes. So, yeah, you do that. All right. So now let's see if we're now within. Top there. Should be at least on the second page by now. Really? That's the hard part about flying in these areas, because there's so many small little airfields. Like if you look, there's two right there. 59 India Alpha and 1 Alpha Bravo, or maybe it's 4 India Alpha 8, or I don't know. Anyway, that's the drawback, is that there's so many little airstrips that trying to get our destination to come up on the list is definitely a challenge. So yeah, 4 India Alpha 8, 59 India Alpha, Charlie 11, India Alpha 24. It's got to be on the second page. Ah, see, did it again. Looking to land. There it is, Eastern Aerocare. All right. Okie doke. So we have um, we got our information. Scruffy is live. Those were scenes here. I went through there a little over a month ago. Ah, interesting. Alright, well, this plane's like trying to fight me here. It's like I'm trying to get it to drop altitude, and as soon as I change the trim, the plane just is like all over the place today. So basically what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to turn right, go around, come in left, and then we'll enter our pattern and be on the ground before we know it. I think I'm going to try to do is I'm going to step away for just a hot second. I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. I'm back. Oh, there's our pattern. Ooh, oh boy, I turned up the volume a little bit. Ooh, blew my eardrums out. Actually, there's our pattern entry there. Alright, gotta put some flaps down. So actually, we don't have to do the whole circle around. We could if we wanted to, but that's okay. We're gonna. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We're arriving at our... Yeah, nice. Alright, folks, so, as usual, I'm going to kind of keep my eyes off of the chat here for a bit while I get the aircraft ready to land here. So if you make a comment, I will try to catch up to it as soon as we're on the ground and the aircraft is under control. Come in our usual, hopefully nice and flat. Get over the threshold, set it down, get off the runway, and we'll wrap things up. Oh, not exactly in that order. We'll park, we'll shut the aircraft down, and but sit tight. We're going to go raid Scruffy Stream. So please don't leave. Hang out. Be a part of our first official raid here on the Uncle B Sim channel. We'll raid the lovely Scruffy Tam. Although he already knows, so it's not a surprise, but he's probably lurking here still. He's going to raid his own channel with us. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and hanging out today. Greatly enjoyed it. Thank you for the new follows, Rain Souls. Appreciate it. Nice to have you along. We'll be back tomorrow, 6:45 Eastern, 11:45 UTC. Possibly in the Jenny from San Bernardino to Santa Monica. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. If not, it's going to be like the Cessna 152 or something. I don't know. Now, do you stream, Ring? Are you a streamer, or you just are on Twitch to watch other streamers? Or do you kind of do both? Sometimes you stream, sometimes you don't. You don't have the personality to stream. Who told you that? You have your own personality. There's nothing wrong with that. You surely have personality. Everybody always thinks that of themselves. I know, I didn't think I had, when I took the radio production class, I was like, oh, I don't know about all this. It sounded exciting when I signed up for the class, right? And I was like, on Twitch, I've tried streaming like 5 times. Nope. So, do you, well, that was like some time ago, so you don't have the videos. So it is a challenge. I'll admit it is hard to create a channel out of thin air and try to do something that other people might find interesting to watch, because you do have a lot of people who come, for like they're trolls, right? They come in and they cause chaos in the channel. For whatever reasons, right? They're belligerent, they're bigoted, they're, all kinds of different words, right? All because you're trying to do something that you enjoy. And that does ruin it for a lot of people. I think people are just like, screw it, I'm done, I'm not going to do this anymore. Yeah. Yeah, anytime I'm live and you want to just fly along, you're more than welcome to jump in and just fly along. You don't have to necessarily fly the same plane that I am, but yeah, you're always welcome to come in and hang out, fly along if you want. But yeah, I think that's the really difficult challenge, is you got a lot of people who are just disruptive, and they're miserable. They want to, just because they're miserable, they want to make everybody else miserable too. And I don't think that's right. But if you change your mind, I'm more than happy to help your channel grow. You think about it and you want to get back into it. I'm happy to help out the way I can. I mean, there was plenty of times that I thought about giving up. I'm just like, yeah, it's too much work sometimes. But because initially I was streaming 7 days a week, and what I discovered was it was burning me out because I was trying to find interesting places to fly and whatnot, and it became too much. And so now I've only streamed 4 days a week: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Do a Saturday here and there. Yeah, some people do, but and I know part of it is lots of us don't like the sound of our own voice. Or they're worried that people are going to make fun of our voices or whatever. Haters are always going to hate. At the end of the day, no matter what you do. So, but if you enjoy it, interact with your audience as best as you can. You'll draw the right people. Will come there, and they'll turn it into something positive. Part of it is just surrounding yourself with the right people. Although it's difficult sometimes because the people that you think are right have their own agendas. And I see a streamer that kind of what happened to him. There was a lot of people he trusted that kind of stabbed him in the back, and so he had to stop streaming for a while because it just affected him so negatively. I saw your comment. But yeah, there are a lot of people that are very supportive of one another here in the community. That's the great thing. But there's always going to be those outliers that just are negative. Unfortunately. All right, there's our runway. Here we go. It's a little bit flatter here. There, that's much better. Because like on the days that I'm just not feeling it, I just don't stream, and I can always redo the stream another time or whatever, but I don't put myself in that position that if I'm already in a bad mood, I'm not gonna stream and start taking it out on other people. That's not fair to them. So, I might kid around with some of the folks here in the chat, but we don't try not to go too far with it. Oh, coming up. Here it comes. Oops. Little bump there. All right. On behalf of myself and entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to the Eastern Iowa Airport. Local time is 8:14 in the morning. To get a group. Well, there's a lot of group flights. Like Scruffy is amazing. If you see him flying and you want to fly along, you're more than welcome to. You can fly whatever you want. Same thing. Captain Arash he's doing around the world in the Cessna 172. If you want to fly with him, you can fly in the 172. You don't have to, but Scruffy is very big about the no rules, just flight. I've had some terrible crosswinds. Even with the live weather turned off, sometimes I get a bad crosswind. But thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Goodness gracious. Can I get there first? No. I promise I'll turn off the runway down here somewhere. Yeah, it's very difficult to do with the controller, but not too shabby. It's very I don't have any feel really. I mean, I can feel with my thumb, but it's the the feedback with like a yoke and throttle was probably way better than. Yeah, I'll turn. I promise. Can I get there first? Goodness. But yeah, there's plenty of people like, like I said, if you see me on and you just want to do something different, you're more than welcome to fly along to the parking, please. Once again to the fuel. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you're more than welcome to fly. But yeah, if you Scruffy is very big. If you want to fly along with him, you can fly whatever you want. You want to buzz him in a jet fighter, go for it. You want to fly the same plane as him, go for it. You know, fly what you want to fly, how you want to fly it, all that good stuff. Uh, because it's unreasonable in some way to tell people they have to fly exactly what you're flying because it's a lot of some of the stuff isn't free, right? So, um, you know, I've tried telling people don't if you don't have it, don't spend the money. I don't want you to, go broke. Um, I had somebody in the Netherlands who was flying with me. He bought the Junkers 52. Now I can't. I don't know. I don't think he'll ever fly with me again for whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, you're more than welcome to fly whenever you see me on. Even if I'm not streaming, you're more than welcome to tag along if you want. Yeah, yeah. But there are a lot more amazing planes too. But that's the difficult part is justifying the cost of some of it. You know. But they do have sales every once in a while, so it's just trying to keep an eye out for those sales helps out too. All right, that lights on. We can turn that off. Lights off. Oops. Ah. Thing is making me look foolish. I have a 45-minute wait for fuel truck. Oh. Well, that sounds like you're flying like in a very realistic way. All right, there is battery 1, battery 2. All right, 2 hours and 8 minutes. All right, so here's let me do this real quick first before I forget. Let me put my hours in over here on FS Hub. FS Hub, virtual airlines. That's another great way to expand your. Um, so my friend Scruffy there, he has his own virtual airline called Parasox. Uh, so let me do this real quick. Junkers. I wish there was a way I could save like favorites on this thing. So I could just click on those. That'd be a lot quicker. KFOE at 1200 and KCID at 1409. Pardon me. Other way. I will say that. And and submit. All right, there's that. Okay, folks. So, yeah, I use Sim. I have SimBrief. I use it for stuff as well. Um, yeah, it's pretty handy to have because I use that and I use Navigraph as well. So, but no, Parasox Airline. Basically, what it is on FS Hub, um, you can join a not Fuss Hub, FS Hub. You can join a virtual airline. Oops, I thought I have positive I have FS Hub on here. Maybe it's not the shout out. There we go. If you go over there and you look for Parasox Airline, I think that's it. I mean, and you submit an application, you can join Scruffy's virtual airline, and they have achievements. So it's just it's a fun way of. Oh, thank you, Joseph. See, now Joseph finally showed up. He was here, he wasn't here, now he's here. Who knows? Anyway, so yeah, if you want to do that, yeah, join the virtual airline. It just gives you there's some fun stuff to do, and there's more stuff coming. He just only started it a few months ago, so there's definitely more fun stuff on the horizon there. All right, so everybody sit tight. We're gonna try this. All right, I may goof this up a little bit, but hopefully not. So we're gonna go raid channel Scruffy. We're gonna start the raid. Here we go in 3, 2, 1.